everybody, Beyondrew TV here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a review video for the Barnyard Animal Pack and the free update 1.17. So yeah, very excited to bring this to you, and thanks to Frontier for giving me the pack a little bit early to check everything out. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump into things. So for this build, my first thought was to, for this pack, my first thought was to jump into our pre-existing build that you can see that we're tackling in the background, which is Colonial Shores. If you're not familiar with this, this is a United States colonial era inspired kind of zoo museum type thing that I've been building for a little bit. And yeah, in this build we have a traditional American farm in it, so it was kind of perfect when this pack was announced to go ahead and just kind of replace some of the animals that we had in the zoo right now with some of the official animals. So yeah, very excited to do that, and that is what we are doing in the background there. So but yeah, like I said, we added in a lot of the new animals because yeah, the Barnyard Animal Pack is perfect for our farm area here. So went ahead and replaced a lot of the modded animals that I had from the Nexus workshop. Shout out to all the modders. But yeah, now that we have the official animals in game, went ahead and added those. So here we are working on the sheep area. Next to them is the goats. We added in the official chicken in the upper left-hand corner, and then finally the pigs in the last area there. So we're going to take a look at all of them today as we do that. We also add in all of the other animals for the pack as well. The alpacas, the cows, and the donkey there. I know I'm not using their full legit name from the pack and everything, but yeah, we're shorthanding it a little bit today, right? So so yeah, here we are working on the pigs and everything, and then what we're doing kind of ties into the free update part, and yeah, we are turning these into the brand new animal encounters, and these things are so cool. I love the animal encounters. Adds a whole bunch of just kind of energy to your zoo as you see guests interacting inside of the habitat. Essentially what it looks like is that the guests are able to act as keepers or vets, just kind of how you see your staff members enter habitats and kind of freely roam around it and everything, and then kind of directly interact with the animals as well, which you have some great footage of that. You get some really fun moments with the guests interacting with the animals in the especially in the brand new pack. You can tell that the animations were made for a lot of the the chickens and the pigs and everything, because the guests get right up into the animals space there and kind of looks like they're feeding them and everything. Works out really well. So yeah, to get the new animal encounters to work, you do need a few things. First, you need an animal that can actually be encountered with. So all of the Barnyard Animal Pack animals can do that, and there is a section when you go into the Zoopedia and check out the animal description and everything, there is a section that says whether the guest will flee from, can enter the habitat, or can interact with. And that's a big difference right there, is the can interact with and the can enter habitat, because there's a lot of animals that they can enter the habitat, but they're not going to interact with them with the new animal encounters. So do be sure to check that out. And it is not just the new Barnyard Animal Pack animals. There are a few other ones. I do have another video being made right now with the capybara and the, I believe it was the llama, that you can actually have them also interact as well. So do be sure to check out all the animals to see if they can be interacted with. So you need to, like I said, have the animal that is actually compatible with that. You also need to add in the brand new animal gate, or the guest gate, and you've been seeing me put that down. That is a basically a rustic looking gate that we have. You also have a scenery piece that looks just like that as well, so you can kind of build off that and have some cohesion in scenery pieces. So you need to place that down as well. You need to have the brand new under facilities, the new hand washing or sanitizing station, at least one of those inside of your habitat as well. And then it needs to be connected up to a outside path. And then all of that, there's a brand new little tab in the habitat options menu, and you'll be able to see a checkbox to let you know you have all of those checked off. And then you can go ahead and yeah, it'll open up to guests, and the guests will enter in and hang out basically. So yeah, these animal encounters are really fun, and there's actually a lot of different options. I was kind of doing some experiments with them. There's a lot of different options other than just having animals in them basically. So you can kind of turn this into, as everyone's already doing and I'm doing as well, a petting zoo, right? That kind of is the first option there. But you can also, inside of these things, you can put guest facilities. So you can put food options, you can put drinks, you can put the gift shops down, you can put restrooms inside of these things. So I didn't get time to do it this build because we only had a week, but that started to get my mind racing that you could almost build entire areas, you know, where you have little guest stop-off points and stuff like that, because the guests do follow the paths. You can build a path through the middle of the habitat, as you can kind of see in the background here, and the guests for the most part will go in and stay on it unless they want to become part of the animal encounter. Essentially, then they can free roam around the entire habitat space. So on top of that, they can also have multiple gates in habitats to lead to other habitats. So what I mean by that is if you see the goat and sheep habitat that we kind of keep going by, you'll notice that off the main guest area, or the main guest path, there is the animal encounter gate, and then within the goat habitat there's another gate that is not on the main path, and guests can go into the one habitat, use the gate connected between the two habitats, and go into another habitat. So there's multi-gate function there. You can also put in the exhibits as well. So I did an experiment with the Eco Trails franchise mode zoo, where I was doing the capybara and llamas, and I put the large exhibit box in there with the butterflies, and that worked out as well. So you had the capybara, the llama, the butterflies. I also had a little food court area in there. So yeah, that one turned out really cool. So these animal encounters, they are not just, again, limited to the just the animals. There's a bunch of different options that you can actually go through and do with these things. And I know that some of you really creative folks are going to come out with some really cool options with these animal encounters. So, but yeah, as we're going forward with our Barnyard Animal Pack, we are jumping into the rustic scenery pieces, and these are great. I love these. So happy that we were able to get some scenery out of this pack and everything. So yeah, these main one that I'm using here is that we are going around to some barrels that are around 200-ish pieces made by just Goron. They are amazing workshop pieces. However, this is just how it goes, right? We do have the official piece now, the official barrel, and yeah, I figured, you know, we could save a couple thousand pieces throughout the project here by using the official new rustic barrel there. So yeah, we are just going around the entire project, finding the vast majority of these amazingly built barrels here and replacing them with the in-game official ones there. And that's kind of the rest of the episode, is taking a lot of these brand new rustic pieces, these 60 pieces that we get, and yeah, just kind of replacing either modded animals, modded pieces, or workshop pieces that, you know, are unfortunately a lot of piece heavy kind of things, and just kind of giving our computer a break, right, and replacing them with now in-game things. So the pieces overall are really good. We get some amazing new fences. That is the highlight for me. There are some kind of traditional just zoo fences that are coming in. You'll know what I mean when you kind of officially see them, but they are great and recolorable. There was also a great white picket fence that you may have seen me earlier replacing around the actual farmstead, or the homestead there. So that is a great white picket fence that is recolorable as well. But yeah, then when it comes down to some of the bigger pieces like the barrel and the crates, there's also a water pump, a weather vane, just some other kind of actual scenery item pieces here. Those are pretty good, except you can't change the color of them, which is really weird, and they also kind of just look a little different. There's the well looks really great, but everything just looks a little different than everything else in the game. It kind of has like a different like sharpening, a different like contrast to it. I don't know how to explain it, but it gives me, if you've played Planet Coaster before, it gives me World's Fair vibes, where some of these items feel like they may have been made a little while ago in development process, and they didn't know where to put them, or it just wasn't ready yet. And basically, yeah, they just released them finally here at the last, or the second to last pack, as kind of like, here's the rest of the scenery that we have, enjoy. And it just kind of happens to fall into a rustic scenery. And the thing that kind of tips me off about that is just, again, how everything just kind of looks a little different than the rest of the scenery items in game, where it kind of harkens back to like a earlier version of Planet Zoo items. A lot of things aren't recolorable. The scale form is a little bit different than everything, so it just really points out to kind of solidifying to me that this may have been the last pack idea that Frontier had for this, but with the demand of more packs, or the seeing how the game has been doing really well with the DLCs and everything, they decided maybe a little last minute to throw on another animal pack coming up here in the next few months, right? But part of me does feel like this was kind of the World's Fair pack for Planet Zoo, meaning that this was supposed to be the last pack, but when they saw the reaction, or maybe the DLC sales over the last few months, or the last few DLCs, they said, you know what, maybe we can squeeze out another animal pack after this one and everything. So but yeah, so overall my whole point with that is that the rustic pieces look really great. There's some great new fences that come in. A lot of the actual staple like scenery pieces look really good, but they look just a little different, a little off compared to some of the recent packs that we've gotten, and they're not, a lot of the things aren't flexicolor, which is just like, again, a little just weird because of the direction that they've been going is kind of flexicolor every single thing, right? So just a little weird that we couldn't flexicolor that all up and everything. So but yeah, overall that kind of highlights my entire thoughts on it. There are some pretty dang good foliage options coming with the DLC as well. A brand new tree that is like, you can replace a lot of the deciduous and forest type trees with this one. It's really good. But yeah, overall the pack, I think it's a great addition. I think it's great that it's not the last pack, because that's what got a lot of people hung up, is the animal lineup is really good, I think, but what got people hung up is like, oh, but it's the last pack, I don't want these to be the last animals of the pack kind of thing, or this to be the last theme. So it is good that it's not the last pack, and I think people will give this DLC a little bit of breathing room as a result of that. I myself kind of fall into that category as well. So yeah, I do think this is one to pick up. This is something that people have been requesting for a while, as far as you know, like a petting zoo type feel go and everything. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really good pack, especially the rustic pieces as well. If you have any sort of type of kind of rustic American build, or a farm or anything like that, a lot of these pieces are going to be fitting right in there and everything. And then yeah, the new animal encounters are really cool. I think there's a lot of creative options that can happen with that, with the freedom that has been given with the creative process of that and everything. So but yeah, so those are my thoughts on it. I do think it's a pickup day one and everything. Add it to your DLC collection. You won't be disappointed there and everything. So awesome. Hey, thanks so much everyone for hanging out for this little review of the brand new pack. Like I've been mentioning in this video, look out for a new episode of Eco Trails Wildlife Sanctuary, as we will tackle some more of the animal encounter kind of experiments in that one and everything, taking on the capybara, llama, and the butterflies, and the guest services, everything that we kind of put in there. So yeah, look out for that video in the next few days there. So hey, thanks so much everyone for hanging out. I really appreciate it as always. And until the next video, have a good one.